Okay. I blinked ahead just like time enough to turn this on. My card is, well, it's telling me my various storage parts are getting full. My internal storage, my 32 gigabyte external card is 70% free. I've used up 30% of the 32 gigs while on this walk. I don't need to make the walk down to 7th and then up to Euclid and then down Euclid and then up Wyandotte from 2nd to 7th to 10th, because having walked up and around the school and then down whatever the hell the name of that highway is, I have gone on a much, much longer walk than I normally do. Holy smokes, that's a huge distance this time. So I'm not really losing any distance or time by the way I cut off those 3 blocks down and 3 blocks back on Franklin. And now from 10th down to 2nd, that's 16 blocks I'm going to be cutting out. At least, but I've added at least 16 blocks by walking up to the school and then down that highway, which then I ended up not recording most of anyway because it was so boring and dull, and I didn't want to use up the battery for boring and dullness. And instead, I recorded myself being boring and dull, thus putting a lie to my phrase I want to get rid of the dull and boring. How nice of me. Oh my. I have no idea what time it is. I know it's after 3 a.m. since it was like 5 to 3 when we headed out. When I say we, I mean me, of course, because even though you're listening to this, or at least, if not this, at least a different part of the video, you're watching this at some point, which means I'm not really talking to myself. That even though I am literally just walking down the middle of the street, like 4 o'clock in the morning, yammering away loudly to myself, waving around this red plastic box and a flashlight, and have been doing so the entire time I've been out here. Am I crazy? I don't know. I probably am. There is no such thing as normal. I mean, society changes so quickly and so often, and our societal ideas of normal change so much. We think that nothing changes. Oh, society is the same now as it's always been. No, it's not. There have been some massive changes made. And society changes all the time. I mean, back in the 50s and so, outright blatant racism was not only the norm, I mean, it was almost to be expected. Some black fella went and took a seat in a countertop at a soda jerk fountain, a soda fountain place, and all that, he could be expected to be dragged out of his seat, punched and kicked, maybe even killed. So society, and what society considers normal, changes all the time and quite quickly. So normal is changing. There is no such thing as normal. You can't point to it in a book and say this is normal, because things change. In humanity, we normalize things so quickly. That's one of the dangers of working as a nurse's aide and such, is you can so easily and quickly normalize the behaviors of the demented, the developmentally disadvantaged, the aged, the infirm, and because of that, you can normalize their behavior so that you don't even see it as anything but just another day. And it takes another set of eyes to shock you out of that so that you can see the situation with new eyes. So you can denormalize the situation. That's the problem with showing the horrors of war on TV on a regular basis. It normalizes seeing the horrors of war on television. It normalizes the seeing of the dead on television. It normalizes the death of our soldiers. It normalizes war. It normalizes racism, cruelty, everything. It's a constant struggle on the part of society to not descend. And it's so easy to fail. Take a look at the politics around the world. Take a look at what's happening in the Philippines. Take a look at what is happening in South America with the total economic collapse of at least one of the countries and many more. Our world is horror and savagery. And we have to eke out what little bits of kindness and beauty out of it that we can. And here we come. I don't know if Amelia is around here. Let's make sure there's no big old spider here that I'm going to be walking into. Oh, no, there's a flying something or other there, though. And a kitty. Hi, Amelia, kitty. I didn't mean to shine it in your eyes like keychain. Probably messing up the spider's web there. Not going to feel too guilty about it, though. Go and you put up your web in a dumb place. I ain't going to feel bad for you when it gets all tore up. It all tore up. It's a song by the Cramps. Or is it tied up? I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. The Lux Interior is dead, so there's no more Cramps. Poison Ivy can't be the Cramps on her own. And no one could ever replace Lux Interior. Really a kitty. Yes, now this, right now, this mess is mine and my friends. We have let this go downhill badly, and I feel very guilty about that. The rest of it is not mine. Oh, and in fact, I've got a tale of horror to explain. Ooh, boy, it's really warm in here. Wow, and it's just 74. And it is 4:30. So, well, actually about 4:15 in reality. So it's about an hour and 15 minutes, not bad. Well, thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the walk. You take care. And again, home tour. Here's my home. There. There's the home tour. This is my home. These walls. And in fact, this much of my room, from here, the snack cracker box where it ends up against the edge there, you know, this part right here is where it starts. This belongs to my friends. I dasn't put anything on these tables because I have gotten in trouble for it. They pick the stuff up and drop it out of there and say, you gotta not put your stuff over here, please. So this area and the guinea pig area and then all this over to here belongs to my friends. So I've actually got, you know, from here on over to here, everything else isn't even mine. I have a very tiny life. Very, very tiny. But you take care. In fact, I'm going to flip this camera on around. Not going to get that light in front of my eyes, I hope. You take care. Have a great day today. I really enjoy going on walks. I really enjoy taking the camera with me. It's very fun. I just wish this thing would hold a longer charge. I mean, it's supposed to be about 2.5, 3 hours charge. I've only been an hour and it's almost dead. You take care, have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side. And that is a very good thing. Now if I can figure out which button on the remote makes this thing stop again, I always get it wrong, I'm going to try this one. And no. So I'm going to try this one.